Things that impress you, a poem that impresses you. When you attend a class, some of the ideas that impressed you, jot them down. You read something in a magazine, right? Some ideas, take those out, put them in your journal.
That we can learn in any direction. Nature has to make a choice with any species. Option number 1, pre-program everything. Think of a horse. When a horse is born, it comes out, it can already run, jump, take care of itself.
Bro, I gotta answer the guy when it comes to Denzel. I'm gonna have to answer the guy. Because there's some stuff that I don't normally do, but if Denzel doing it, I'm doing it. I'm like, God, I'm sorry, but Denzel was at doing it.
Keep a good journal the rest of your life. This will serve you well. So I want the same thing to happen to you. Value capture that you can resort to later. Go back over it and review it and let it become valuable to you. So that's my first subject, personal development. Work harder on yourself than you do on your job. Develop the skills. Learn the lessons. Take the classes. Absorb all that is being taught to you these days. And then later on, of course, you can sort it out, what's valuable to you and how to refine it for your business and for your life and for your future. The main thing is to get it and start this process of personal change, personal development. And let me say it one more time. If you will change, everything will change. You'll never be the same.
Be built for maximum flexibility. Be able to adapt to your environment. A horse is a horse no matter where you put it. But a human, depending on when and where it's born, depending on what it allocates its resources to, its time and attention, it can turn into a basketball player, a neurophysicist, a parent, a coach, a hairstylist. You literally get to choose. You get to decide what it is that you want to be good at. And I want you to think about the first time that you picked up a pair of scissors.
You'll keep growing. As you look back on a few months, look back on a few years, you won't believe progress you can make. Economically, your relationship with your family, your friends, telling you that whole process of committing yourself for personal change, personal value, can really make your life unique and worthwhile. Now let's cover the second subject, setting goals. We need to take a look into the future. There are 4 things to consider in terms of attitude. One is how you feel about the past. Best advice I can give you on that is treat the past as a school. Let it teach you the mistakes you've made, the things that went wrong, the things that didn't work. Don't use the past as a burden to carry, and don't use the past as a club to beat yourself to death. Past losses, past failures, past mistakes. But let the past be a school. Tough school maybe. We've all been through some tough stuff. So if you feel good about the past, draw from it for experience and let it teach you.
You didn't know what you were doing. It didn't feel like it was an extension of your hand. But now, when you step into that role, when you show up, the way that everything feels, the way that you set it around your station, it's all like it was meant to be. It flows. You know right where things are, how to cut somebody's hair, depending on the texture of the hair, the length, the quality, the age of the person, what they've done to it. You know it all. You know how to mix colors. All of that stuff is from training. But the irony is people don't stop and think about, hey, I got this far in this thing simply by allocating the time and the energy. Where else could I go? Could I pivot? And the answer to that question is yes. The human animal is designed to adapt. That is literally what we are sculpted to do. For me, the piece of advice that I always give to somebody, whether it's an entrepreneur or somebody who wants to be the greatest parent of all time, what is your goal?
Okay? Stop like trying to tell people you read 6 books and you ain't done nothing with them. I'm just believing religious people kill me. I read the whole Bible and ain't nothing changed. You the same person. But it's like you get brownie points for reading the whole Bible. Like I go to church every Sabbath and you get brownie points for that? Like what do you get for that? It's about change, right? So I don't want you to read the Bible. I just want you to find 3 scriptures this year that you can read and do them. Read 4 books and do what they tell you to do. Matter of fact, read 1 book and do what the book tell you to do. Like for real, just read 1 chapter and put the book down. Do what the chapter tell you to do. I'm just being real. What does it benefit you to read the whole book and you're not using it? All right, so this is the year of execution. Like we're gonna execute in small ways and those executions gonna turn into something, right? So I heard something that revolutionized my life. All right, I'm just gonna show you. Today is gonna be nothing but me just going 1 through 3 on you. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, helping you.
You've got to start with your goal. Everything works backwards from that. For me, I wanted to get rich. And the irony is, when I started on my entrepreneurial journey, I was literally saying that to people. I want to get rich. I just want to make a bunch of money. And so I started as a copywriter in a technology company because I'd failed to make it in film school. I actually ended up doing horrifically. And at the end of film school, I felt broken, embarrassed, lost. I had no idea where I was going. But I started teaching filmmaking. And as I was teaching that class, I realized, wow, I don't know enough to teach these students. I need to research at night and practice to be able to come in and present this material.
It's very important for you to believe that you are the one to make this happen. I remember this high school teacher, Mr. Leroy Washington, at the end of school one June, it was just a few days before we were supposed to leave. And I just got my report card. And it indicated that I'd failed history and I'd failed English and I would have to go to summer school. And I was feeling within myself that I was a failure, that I'm slower than most people in getting paperwork. And I was feeling down on myself and very negative. And Mr. Washington was giving a speech to the graduating seniors, and I was in 11th grade. And even though I wasn't supposed to be in there, I went in there because the speech he was giving, that speech was for me. And as he talked, my heart began to beat fast. Tears began to run down my eyes, and I was in the back just listening to him because he said, and he was a very dramatic man. I still talk to him to this day. He said, as graduating seniors of Booker T. Washington High School, I want you to know that you're blessed and highly favored, and that as you go toward the future, begin to know that you have greatness within you.
So I heard Denzel Washington say he had a coach. I was like, what? I rewind. I'm like, okay, I'm hearing things. So I went back and was like, Denzel Washington got an acting coach. I was like, why would Denzel need an acting coach? He Denzel. All right, but I said to myself, okay, I respect Denzel. Listen to me, I don't do movies. Anything Denzel come out with, I'm going to the movies. I don't care what it is. Denzel come out with it, I don't even care if it makes sense or not. It's Denzel, I'm going to see it. I ain't Philadelphia, I don't know nothing about that. I'm like, but Denzel starting in it. Training Day, I sat through Training Day and it was like a crazy feeling like, I ain't really getting this killing and the stupid stuff that they doing, but it's Denzel.
And if just one of you here begin to envision yourselves as being blessed and highly favored to reach your goals, if just one of you capture the essence of what that means, that you have greatness within you and a responsibility to manifest that greatness, that you can make your parents proud, you can make your school proud, you can touch millions of people's lives, and the world will never be the same again because you came this way. And the students gave him a rousing standing ovation. And as he left the auditorium, I ran down the steps and I caught him in the parking lot. I said, Mr. Washington? He said, yes. I said, do you remember me, sir? He said, no. I said, my name is Leslie Brown. My mother, she works in the cafeteria here. I'm one of the twins, Leslie and Wesley. I said, Mr. Washington, but you know, I got these big dreams. I like talking to people. I love people. I said, I want to work with people, and I got this dream of buying my mama a home. Could I do that, Mr. Washington? He said, it's possible, Mr. Brown.